Hello, guys. Welcome to yet another edition of our talk show with the Shepat Media. Today in our studio, we're joined by a very prolific communication engineer, online blogger, a very influential youth, a PR, artist manager. I cannot even begin to list all the titles of our guest today that we have in our talk show. He goes by the name Ndicho Boris. Ndicho Boris, you're welcome to the talk show.
Oh, it behooves my exquisite pleasure being on your program today. Thanks for having me.
All right. We're going to be discussing today about your field of expertise, which is the communication world, especially now in the context of our digital age, where most of the things are done digitally. It actually comes to show that your field is a very critical field in this our present age. So we would love for you to open up a bit, to share us your experiences, so that one or two people could gather from your experiences and see how to eventually succeed if they want to enter this blogosphere or in the online communication system. Thanks you one more for honoring our invitation. So before we start, I don't know, could you say something about yourself a bit?
Well, Ndicho Boris is a very simple, charismatic somebody who happened to monetize his passion, and which is in the field of blogging, entertainment, and the like. So I'm very, very happy when I see youths, as you earlier said, getting into the digital space, like what you guys are doing here, being YouTubers. I think the world is evolving towards digitality, and this is something we should encourage. So I would invite, first of all, my followers to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that we're able to grow a community that will be sustainable, both in because a lot of people learn online. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think this is something great.
Okay, thanks for that explicit introduction of yourself.
You're welcome.
Now, having known you personally and from your work online, from your profile online, you had a bachelor's degree in accounting. You did a master's one's degree in financial governance. Can you tell me, has your field of studies contributed to whatever you are today in this blogging field and in the entertainment field? And if yes, how has it helped you so far to succeed in this your field?
Oh, the still learning is a continuous process, and I would say yes. Once you are educated, you can do anything. We go to school purposely to learn how to read and write. And when you acquire these academic skills, you can be capable to you can be capable of doing anything you want. You can be trained to do whatsoever you want to do. I never saw myself into blogging. I never knew what blogging is all about until when I had my degree. And a friend of mine who was already in the field of blogging pitched to me about how it works. And that's how I got into content creation, and today I'm one of the most celebrated bloggers within the Anglophone milieu. So it was a very, very meticulous journey, and we've able to break the walls, and then we are where we are.
Okay, well, that even brings me up to this kind of follow-up question. Like, when I see your background, actually, I will situate somebody that is looking for a job, maybe in an accounting firm or in a firm like that's into banking or finance. So, like, from what you have said, I can actually feel that you didn't just actually stumble into the field, or will you also attribute this to destiny, or what can you also say?
Oh, like we say, I've always had passion for journalism. And when I was small, whenever I'm watching the news, I'm always trying to imitate journalists or replicate what they are saying. And when I had my advanced level, I had a drive to pursue a career in journalism. And when I met my parents, I told them this is the dream I had. They orientated me to get into business studies, because that's what pays as of today. So I did accountancy at the level of the university, where I had my bachelor's degree in in accountancy and finance before enrolling for master's studies in financial governance in the University 2 of Yaoundé, SWA. So with that, I came to realize that parents should allow children explore what they feel as to do, because I could still do well in the field of journalism. I never envisaged myself being a blogger, but I found myself today being a content creator, a good communicator, and a good public relations officer, and again, which is as an added advantage to my career, an influencer. So I started as a blogger, writing, luring my audience, and it automatically made me morphed with the intense competition that has been in the space with upcoming bloggers. I decided to do something different, and that's why you see me today getting into the PR world and artist management.
Wow, thanks for that enlightenment. Now, on a general sense, like normally in a business milieu or as an entrepreneur, to grow, it is known that one needs to do a proper industry analysis and master the domain in which he or she functions. So in the context of Cameroon, sir, could you please enlighten us or describe how the Cameroon blogosphere could look like? Or how does it look like?
The Cameroon blogosphere, it's fast evolving. It's developing so quickly than I thought. It is divided into so many categories. We have political bloggers, we have entertainment bloggers, we have relationship bloggers, we have, in short, all the sectors you can imagine. So as a matter of fact, when you have a gift in a particular domain, study it hard and then secure a niche, do a critical analysis of what is lacking, and then know your competitors so that you come in with a competitive advantage that would, uplift you for your quick growth. So for anyone who has plans of venturing into whatsoever sector, or especially into blogging, calculate the Cameroon audience properly and then segment your market and then focus on your niche, look at your competitors within that niche, and then so you come up with a competitive advantage, which is your strength, so that you can overtake.
Okay. That even leads me to my next question I wish to ask you, sir. Knowing actually well that to actually properly succeed, one needs institutional analysis, or what is commonly called a SWOT analysis, like the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and the threats. So how will you relate that to the Cameroon blogosphere? I know you have highlighted some of the points, but I want you to throw more light on the institutional analysis of our Cameroon blogosphere. What are the strengths, weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats that can...
Every marketer, especially marketing student, every business student must have come through the SWOT analysis, which simply stands for the strength, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats.
Exactly.
As a strength, I can say bloggers that existed before had a particular way of doing things. They focused more on, Facebook kind of a blogging. But when I came in with a website, Equa TV website, I generated contents that cuts across all categories, being politics, especially during the peak periods of the Anglophone crisis. I pulled traffic through my website, Equa TV. That's www.equa.com. If you can visit, you have some articles that I've written, and it actually pulled traffic to my website where we download these Google ads where bloggers make money from. As people are subscribing or visiting the website, that's how we make money. And then I realized that my threats were already competitors in the market. So I used that strength that I just highlighted, and then I got into it. And then as opportunities, I realized that I have other opportunities like being a PR after acquiring practical communication skills in content creation as a blogger. I then found it very easy to penetrate the PR world, and that's it.
All right. Like from somebody that follows your work online, and I can most say I'm really impressed with what you're doing online so far.
Thank you.
And I wish for you to scale higher heights. Now, but what cuts across my mind is that you are like a Don Dada, I can put it, in the Cameroon entertainment industry, because your work it cuts across many domains, blogging, PR. Doesn't all of this overwhelm you? How have you succeeded so far to multitask and diversify at the same time, still stay ahead of your game?
I'm a very, very good multitasker. I multitask. And that's why they are all related functions. So with my wide business knowledge and few online studies, I learned the ethics of each of the professions. I know of blogging ethics, I know of PR ethics, and artist management ethics. Now, as a matter of fact, what has made me to stand out is the fact that I read a lot. And I've been able to integrate and work with other old guns in the game, which has, I know their lapses and then making me speed up. Well, it has been a very, very difficult journey for me having these several functions. Sometimes people misquote me for a biased blogger simply because I'm attending to PR services to someone. Like if, for instance, I'm PRing an artist, whenever there is a crisis or there's a rumor or gossips around his name or her name, I have to step in as the PR to enhance that artist's reputation as the PR or augment that artist's portfolio and clear the mess. So in the course of doing so, sometimes people will normally see you to be what? To be biased. And when you want to do a critical analysis about another artist's music, people look at you to be somehow like you always have your type of people you choose to support. And so some of these conflicts has really brought about. So in another way, in a nutshell, I'm trying to say people find it very difficult to differentiate when I mask up in blogging, or I mask up in public relations, or I mask up when doing managerial duties. So I've tried to, orientate my audience that I play both functions, and it's but very normal. I step up when needed.
Will you probably just briefly elucidate on some of these functions, like what is the role of a PR? Because some of our PR manager, blogger, like I've said, they are correlated, and most people might interpret it to mean the same thing, and that's why you're actually getting that kind of at times that energy, that negative energy, that you are biased. So could you just briefly highlight and differentiate between these three major roles you are playing?
Blogging is some sort of online journalism. That is what journalists do on TV. We do that online. We act as informants. We act as content creators. We can create contents. We can make out stories, scripts, write them and document them so people could read. And then public relations is simply someone who probably is influential in the community, who has a very corporate image, who is being used to project or enhance the image of an organization. And then artist manager is someone who sets strategies or who orchestrates an artist's success, especially when it comes to marketing, giving the artist visibility in terms of maybe they want to get in contact with the artist for bookings and all the like. Yeah, it assists clients for gigs. Yeah, that is when you want to book the artist, you have to pass through the manager and all the like. So they are interrelated, but with specificities.
Okay, I like that. Thanks for the wonderful clarification. Now, I've just been wondering to myself, like, if you were to be given now a banking job, will you quit blogging for it?
Blogging to me is passion, and being in the blogosphere for over 5 years today, I have the know-how, and I know when my audience is alive. If you notice very carefully, I post just towards evening, around 9 p.m. when people are back from work and they're about looking at their screens. So if I have a job, if I'm able to grab a banking job today,
or finance,
it won't disturb me in any way. I go to work, I come back, I seek for content, and then I do whatsoever I do. I don't take time to write. If you see a write-up, I generate it within 5 minutes. It's out there, boom. And then while people are reading, I'm proofreading, even though it is ethically wrong in blogging. But due to my experience in the game, at least it has given me an upper hand to do that.
Okay, thanks for that. I thought you would say you quit, probably. No. Okay, yeah, you have quite demonstrated a lot of know-how and experience and a proper savvy of the Cameroon blogosphere and the entertainment industry in general. I would like to applaud you for that.
Thank you.
And with that, you have gained the name of celebrity blogger, as I get a lot of people call you. So, how can you describe that name, celebrity blogger, which is fast becoming a household name from especially the Anglophone-speaking youths?
It's been a very, very daunting journey. Like I earlier said, it has been meticulous to gain me that title, celebrity blogger. I never put out the name. There are other bloggers who have been giving titles to themselves. And then my lifestyle, the way I grew up, the way I was groomed, people just automatically sorted out a name for me, which is celebrity. I don't know how powerful it is. I know a celebrity is someone doing something great that people can emulate from, someone who has an influence in the society. I don't know how influential I am, but I can say at least few people know me within the Anglophone community, and I thank God for that. That's how the name celebrity came. I feel alive when you call me celebrity blogger, even though we are still growing.
Okay, celeb. All right, yeah, okay, yeah. Thanks for that. Was just an aside to. Now coming back into some serious business. Actually, now in terms of marketing, right? Now this one, I want you to give this advice maybe to probably business owners and young startups. We have heard of what they call in marketing the integrated marketing approach, which is a relation of both the physical advertisement and as well as the online advertisement. So would you say that most business startups have they had a proper understanding of this integrated marketing approach, or is still a kind of deficit for them to really catch up with the trend so that they can probably advertise their businesses as well as gain in traffic as sales as well as raise up their profits? What can you just say? Just throw a bit of light on your thoughts on that.
The integrated marketing approach is gradually being adopted by most startups in Cameroon. And I think with the world morphing towards digitality, a lot of businesses have employed that. And I really, really salute that, because before, it was very, very difficult for someone or a restaurant owner to contact us bloggers to do advertisement for their businesses. But today we see them coming day in, day out. Like last week, 2 of them contacted me to do publicity for their restaurants. So these are some of the indicating factors that integrated marketing approach is gradually being adopted by Cameroonians, especially startup businesses. Yeah, so I think it's as an advice, it's very, very important to integrate online, because with online publicity, you have a wide audience that you reach at a very simple, less costly rate. So those are some of the advantages of working with bloggers, especially when it comes to publicity. Thank you.
All right, I wanted to share that light because there's a lot of charade and some of misconception about business owners. Like they don't tend to feel like you guys have a lot of impact, maybe the online marketing and the rest.
You can even attest to the fact that with the evolution of Cameroon bloggers or bloggers, journalists are beginning to lose their places. Not actually losing their places. There are a lot of people who do not necessarily have time to sit in front of their televisions to watch or follow up programs, but they read summary of what... I've seen my articles on so many TV stations. I've seen my articles, like they pick everything and then they analyze on their... So journalists actually come online, pick contents from bloggers, and then they read them on their various programs they handle. So I think that is a very good thing, as we all are working hand in glove.
All right. I like the fact you're saying like online journalism is gradually becoming the...
Yeah, it's taking lead on a digital scale.
All right. Yeah, I like that aspect. And the fact that we are incorporating it. Yeah. Now, for one that is starting in the online business, maybe in any of the fields, like the online PR work, artist managerial works, and in fact in the Cameroon industry in general and the world at large, what can you say are some of the KPIs, the key performance indicators that one should look out for? If I start, how will I be able to ascertain my success and know that this is where I have to improve on, this is where I'm doing progress, this is how I should... Can you just highlight some of the key performance indicators that can show that one is on the right track if he's supposed to venture in any of these fields?
First and foremost, you must have that passion for it. Then, when you have that passion for it, calculate on your niche. When you calculate on your niche, what do you want? What do you want? What type of a market? What type of a thing? What type of people do you want to attract with your content? When you are able to sort out that, you meet a web developer, Mr. Kefe Collins is always there. You meet them to establish a blog for you. When they do that, they will take care, you handle the hosting and all the like. You create a WordPress where you can write even using your mobile phone, and then you upload contents from there. It could be an informative website, it could be whatsoever. You can blog across any category. So those are some of the key indicating factors. And for a start, it's going to be very, 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 very discouraging, and you might be swayed and you might eventually quit. Because for a start, like they say, life is not a bed of roses. You don't just start with, huge influence. You might be discouraged at a level where you post, after 5 days, you have just 2 likes, and you feel like maybe people are not seeing what you are writing. People want to see how serious and committed you are into it. And when you become so consistent with what you are doing, you eventually get their attention. It was a very difficult ride for me. Like I said, it was very, very meticulous. But today, we thank God.
All right. Like what you have said, I just brought to my attention this. Like they say, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. And eventually, from your profile and the discussion we've had so far at the start of this show, you have quite made a few steps yourself. So, Mr. Ndicho Boris, celebrity blogger, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Well, I cannot actually project myself as of now, but I can only say I wasn't like this 5 years ago. I was slim. I wasn't as, healthy and somehow fresh looking, I'm wearing TC Design. I could not afford this before, but at least it's growth. So in some years ahead, I can anticipate that I should be able to buy latest brands of cars, build good houses for myself, from blogging, please. From blogging. So I just believe that the future has a lot in stores for us.
Okay. That's nice and technical, actually. And then, if you were to start over, like to restart over, to rejuvenate this journey of yours, will you still choose this path you have taken? Or you would have gone for something better, like maybe medicine or engineering or what have you?
First, it is very less stressful doing whatsoever I'm doing. I'm very comfortable in what I'm doing. I have interest for it. So if I'm asked, even in my next life, I will pick up a blogging journey as passion.
Very interesting. So, like a piece of advice, how would you advise someone out there that is looking up to you and saying, this Ndicho Boris, this is a big blogger that has had a lot of number of followers and writing content that is really making sense, well-crafted words and English, an award winner. You recently won the MoMA award. So it is actually showing that you have actually put up yourself in the limelight. Many people look up to you. So what's the advice you can give to your upcoming people that want to engage in any of these fields, like the first task, what should they do in order to eventually succeed, and from what you've done so far?
Well, as a matter of fact, like you rightly said, I will not advise any youth who has passion for blogging to get in with the sole aim of making financial gains. If your sole motive is to, generate income from whatsoever you are doing, then for a start, then you have failed. Have that passion for it. Do it like you're just doing it. I did blogging for over a year without a contract, and towards the end of the year, I had my first contract, which was 100,000 francs from Barhood Records. Barhood Records was one of those renowned record labels based in Bamenda, but they have their signees in the United States of America. So that's when I had my first contract, when I was very, very influential then, after building my fan base, building my fans. By then, I was still at 25,000 followers. Not now, when at least I'm now at 36,000 followers. So at least, if you are getting into the blogging game, get for the passion of it, not because you are seeing others making money. If you have that at the back of your mind, you will quit.
Thanks a lot for that. And then on the last scale, like on the global scale, what would you advise, like any young Cameroonian, any young African, on that scale, if you were to advise them to learn one skill, on a general scale, it must not be necessarily from your field of expertise, what field could you advise a young Cameroonian to actually get into, to succeed in the context of our present day age circumstances, socio and geopolitical situations?
I so much fancy the photographic profession, photography. This is something people have minimized over the years, and with the growing numbers of people getting married every day and anniversaries and all that, because people constantly celebrate, be it funerals or whatsoever, there are gatherings, occasions, day in, day out. And these are some of the professions that a lot of people have ignored. I know a very few people who are into it and they're making millions. I mean millions. They call them up to cover events. They might cover at least if it is small, 30 events within a month. And you know what one event can give them. So these are some of the professions that we had ignored and focused more on fancy professions, maybe sitting in big offices. You can still make up your dream as a photographer and then you realize them. So I would really advise any youth, any average youth, because the photography profession doesn't warrant some degree of school whatsoever, you can make it from the photography profession. So I think it's a field people should explore.
Averagely, how much can a blogger actually make, or a PR? Can someone actually make a living out of blogging, if I want to say it that way?
Yeah, blogging is a very good bankable profession in Cameroon as of now. I know of bloggers who make maybe close to 700,000 francs CFA a month. And like I earlier said, I realized that the blogosphere is saturated. So I decided to morph towards PRing, which actually generates too as well. So we can say you can make a living, a sustainable living from blogging. Sustainable, from blogging.
All right. Thank you for honoring our invitation to come and share with us your experience. I hope you are always open up for, if in case comments come up for you to answer. We hope that you always be available to help enlighten the youth. We thank you for making out your time from your busy schedule. I know you're having a lot of events here and there to do, but you squeeze out time to actually come and do this. It's a great privilege.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you very much. Please subscribe to Shepat Talk YouTube channel. Let's have more following. Exactly. Subscribe, and share, subscribe. My name is Ndicho Boris. Thanks for having me, Mr. Gills.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, not forgetting the technical crew, Mr. Kefe Collins. You are doing a great job.
Thank you.
All right, we have come to the end of our talk show today. We hope you stay glued to our channel for more exciting and interesting content that we're going to be bringing to you. It's a bye from our Shepat team. Remember to subscribe, hit the jingle to get notifications for more of our amazing contents. Bye.